Okay, this is the story of when I was, I don't know, maybe 11 or 12, and there used to be a radio station in New York City called WPIX. This was still in the glory days of FM, so they played pretty much whatever the DJ felt like. And I remember doing my homework late one night, and he played what I later learned was Rock and Roll Animal by Lou Reed, and it completely terrified me. I had never heard music so outrageously sort of violent and cathartic like that. But it was a good kind of being scared. It was the type of being scared that was like, wow, what else is out there? I was a little suburban kid, so this was much different than the Neil Diamond that I was accustomed to. It was different than the Aerosmith that I was accustomed to. It just felt, it's one of many things that sort of pushed me down a path of becoming a music geek and ultimately becoming a musician. So I can honestly say that WPIX, that particular DJ and his ability to choose what he wanted to play, changed my life. In 1988 or 1989, I think it was 89, my band had put out our second record. We'd self-released our first record, and an independent label had put out our second record. And there was a radio station in Long Island that was called WLIR, although it might have changed to WDRE by this point. And they had a thing called the Shriek of the Week, where they would have listeners call in and vote on their favorite new song of the week. And we were playing in New York at the time. And we were up against, so my band, Too Much Joy, I think the song was My Past Lives. It was up against the Ramones' Pet Sematary. So we were calling in and voting for ourselves, obviously. And I learned later the Ramones were calling in and voting for themselves. And it was neck and neck up to the final moment. And we beat the Ramones. We beat Pet Sematary. Now, the Ramones were probably a better band than Too Much Joy, but My Past Lives was a better song than Pet Sematary. So thank you, radio station. Thank you, listeners. We need more of stuff like that. My name is Tim Quirk. I used to be in a band called Too Much Joy. Now I'm in a band called Wonderlick, and I totally support community radio.